Alright, here we go. Let's deploy. I'm doing this stream on YouTube that probably won't like it because I think that if Jeff Bezos can go up into can just basically go up and down and it costs billions, okay? He can just go up however far and come back down. That's achieved nothing. It might have achieved something through global contracts. Maybe but doubtful, considering the same technology is being used for that was used to get Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, and don't forget the third person, which ironically was in orbit, onto the moon. That's the 60s. That's the 1960s. So the same technology from the 1960s is still being used now. Okay, so we're not going to have the argument that Jeff Bezos is he's changed space travel. Look, technically, he didn't even go into space. He went into Earth orbit or whatever, yada yada. So this stream is about the global 1%. We're talking about the billionaires, the trillionaires, whatever. If they took all of their wealth and gave 1% of their total wealth to a global cancer charity cause, imagine the difference. That is what this stream is about. And that's not crazy. I don't think that's crazy. The average person, we always do these little charities where they, children in need and everything, where they want the average person to donate £10 and do all this kind of stuff. Well, how about the people that are billionaires, literally billionaires, and treat their workers like absolute crap? How about they just give 1% of their earnings? 1%. Is their quality of life really going to go down that much if they just donate 1% of their probably yearly earnings? Also, we have to add on to the fact that most of them don't pay tax because they fund they push their monies towards tax havens and yada yada. So I'm not going on about the tax haven stuff and the fact they're not breaking the law, but they're twisting the law. I'm just saying, we have in the UK. All I know is about the UK. Can I drive that? I could fucking drive that. Oh, that is my car. I've got a problem because I don't have a weapon. Really, I'm not even concentrating. That's the same. I've just duplicated it. A weapon will be nice. Oh! I didn't even have a weapon. Where was I? Yeah. Yeah, so it's like the kill cam's pointless because, why was he camping? how long are you being on the ground for? You just got one weapon in your camps. Weird. This is what bugs me. It bugs me. And you know what is the worst thing is that, and it's not everybody's fault, it doesn't bug the general public, because what he's done, what Jeff would just say, Jeff Bezos, memory, Virgin Galactic, Richard Branson, he went up there and everything. I don't think it costs as much, but that I think Virgin Galactic is different, because Virgin Galactic has come off from Virgin Airways, and Virgin Airways came off from like Virgin Records, so it's kind of like a big thing. Whereas Jeff Bezos just was like Amazon and created a huge delivery company, basically a huge delivery company. Probably a lot of other things. A lot of it we probably don't even hear about. But then we hear, like, not rumours. It's not rumours. If you hear it multiple times, it's not a rumour, is it? If you hear it once, okay, twice, fair enough. 3 times, maybe there's some credence to this. Maybe it's not a rumour. So Jeff Bezos is and people could say, oh yeah, but Jeff Bezos is not directly connected to his workers. That's not how it works. The CEO. Oh, what's this? Oh, I used to know this. The CEO. Central Coordinated. It's just something officer or something. But it basically means that he's in charge. And that should mean that he's responsible for anything that happens in the company. So I think that's originally what CEO, you got CFOs and stuff, but CEO was designed for, was if anything happened in the company and there was no things in place to cover that, it ended up on his desk. I don't know, but the thing is, though, Jeff Bezos left, and he made his billions, and he was like, right, yeah, I'm going to resign as CEO. Oh, I wonder why he did that. I wonder why Jeff Bezos was the CEO of Amazon. Then he left with his billions, and then went to do the space thing. With his fortune, yeah. Now, what you have to ask yourself, you have to ask yourself one question. Not one question. You have to think about one word, and it's guilt. Guilt. Okay, Jeff Bezos. I'm picking him out because he's brand new and he's done something. He's done something in a world right now that is burning, flooding, disasters, hurricanes, starvation, pandemics, and everything. And with his billions of pounds, with his global wealth and influence, he wants to put himself into a tube and then use up loads of the Earth's resources to push himself into upwards, and then bring himself back down, and then get out. and in that process, it would probably would have cost what 10, 20 million pounds worth. Well, they've said it cost billions with government subsidies, because the government want to have a hand in any kind of like technology he might push out or whatever. Because the governments of the world now can't fund their own shit, because it's the corporations that fucking have all the money. The governments don't. All the governments of the entire world don't really have any money at all. They don't have any money at all. But all the massive corporations of the world, they have all the money. So what happens is, the governments will say to a company, right, we will like subsidize you doing something. What that means is, we'll subsidize you do something, which means that maybe they'll let them off with like, I don't know, you can go through our air thing, you can have our workforce, you can have access to the army, you can have access to like black market projects, whatever you want, but you have to give us a cut, a 20% cut, a 30% cut, whatever, yada yada. No one knows about it, NDAs, yada yada. That's how it works. So anyone right now that thinks that their government runs their country is wrong. It's not. It's run by some random corporation, and it could be any corporation. It could be multiple corporations. I mean, we don't even have to go that far back. We could go so far back to like Vietnam War times, with the CIA and drugs and importation and whatever. But and then further on, we've got the arms, fucking giving foreign nationals weapons and selling arms to them to make money. What the bottom line is that countries will do anything to make money. The reason why is because every single country right now is bleeding money. They're losing money. Every country is losing money. They're losing money to the pandemic. They're losing money because just there's too many people in the world. There's too many people. We've currently got about 8 billion people on this planet, and it's been said by scientists that if we reach 10 billion, the planet will be unsustainable. So you think, okay, well that's fine, because we're at 8 billion. Well, no, we're saying that at 10 billion, we're unsustainable, which means 10 billion people on this earth, the planet will die. So just because we're at 8 billion doesn't mean, oh, phew, we're right out of the, we're out of it, we're well clear, we've got a load of years. No, we're 2 billion off. Just look at the fucking charts of population growth. We will hit that. I mean, I get the feeling that the people that are in power right now, and when I say the people in power, I don't even know who's in power. It's not the government. I thought it might have been the 1%ers, the oil tycoons, the people that own literally the 1% that own more than half the global wealth or whatever it is. I think it might be above that. I don't know, but I don't know what they're thinking. I seriously don't know. And that there are subtle hints there are subtle hints to things that don't make sense. Okay? Now, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, they said that, or 10 years, it was a few years ago, I don't know, I remember, was saying that even if we hit our climate change quotas, even if we hit it, we're still going to go above it. We're still not going to achieve it, and climate change will accelerate, we'll have the greenhouse effect, and basically we'll just boil and we'll go on fire and we'll burn our atmosphere off, and that's it, at the end, we're dead. You know, but they've known about this since the 1970s, which makes you think, well, why hasn't there been a change? Why suddenly now, in the news, when we're hearing about forest fires in the forest fires in let's just go for an obvious one, in California, and we've got them in Greece, we've got them in Turkey. Basically, I'm going to cut it short, and we've got in hot countries. But then we've got flooding in London, we've got flooding in Germany, we've got mudslides in Japan, we've got mass flooding and mudslides in China. Because climate change doesn't just mean heat, it means climate change, and the entire ecosystem and the entire planet will completely change. Now, I'm not 100% in the category of it's just humans that have created this, because I think there's also a factor of there's a natural cycle. There have been ice ages in the past, and you know, and not geomagnetic, magnetic field, you know, flips and stuff like that have affected things. So you've got that, but it's like, well, if you knew it was going to go on in the 70s, and we landed on the moon in the 60s, and then you knew about global warming and that the fact that, you know, eventually the Earth could be not habitable anymore, you knew that about in the 70s, and you landed on the moon in the 60s, then wouldn't there be like an accelerated space race to, like, you know, a real accelerate? Because it really baffles me that we have got, you can pick up your phone right now and you could hold your phone in your hand and you can look at your phone and then realize you hold more combined technology and power in your phone than the whole of the NASA space race that got Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin onto the moon and back. Not just once over, not twice over, probably 100 or 1,000 times over. You've got that in your hand. In your hand, you've got what got man onto, or people onto the moon, just in your hand. Even if you've got a cheap smartphone that costs you 20, 30, 40 quid, you've got it there. Now if you think about it, you think, wow, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. It's like, that's in my hand. And that got a person on the moon. Wow. Why do we not have a base on Mars, on the moon yet? Why? Why do we not have one? Why have we not even put one person on the moon? Why have we not put? Why is not one single human being gone further than the International Space Station? Why? I'll tell you why. It's called profit. And profit is what is going to kill the human race. That's it. Profit. Oh, will a corporation do something? Oh, is there a profit involved in us doing this? Well, don't know. You might take some loss, but the human race actually might carry on existing. Another 50 years. Yeah, but we'll take a loss, and the shareholders, they'll lose money, won't they? Well, yeah, they will. But we're talking about nah. Can't do that. I'm only going to be a CEO of this company for 5-10 years. I can't have that on my resume. So nah, not interested. Not interested. No, don't think so. And that's just one. That's an example of a random event, random company, random whatever. And you might think to yourself, well, that didn't happen. Yeah, but just think logically. Think logically. This entire planet now, it did, say, 50 years ago, and it did 1,000 years ago. Not 1,000, but it did 100 years ago. But now more than ever, this planet is run by the profit margin. It's run by money, and it's run by the profit margin. So when, and that's the reason why. It's not a conspiracy. That's the reason why we haven't had a manned exploration to the moon, because someone somewhere on a board or whatever said, where's the profit in us doing that? And they've said, well, there's no profit. You're just going to put a man on the moon, and they'll say, well, is there anything you can mine on the moon, like gold or silver or platinum, palladium, and bring it back, make us more money? No. And he's like, so we'll make a loss. And he's like, yeah, so we ain't going to do that then. It's already been done. Yeah? Mars is the same thing. I guarantee you that Elon Musk is fighting to is probably pulling his hair out, and is fighting to get us to go to Mars. I mean, I don't know whether he was trying to pull the wool over people's eyes. He says we get colonize Mars. There's no point. Mars does not have a magnetic field. The magnetic field around Earth is what protects us from is from the sun's cosmic rays, gamma radiation, ultraviolet radiation, and everything protects us. Eventually, whatever happened to Mars, but eventually it just lost its magnetic field. Maybe its inner core stopped spinning, lost its magnetic field, couldn't protect itself. It just completely burned up, evaporated all its water, or some kind of carbon dioxide greenhouse effect, and there we go. That's it. But and he's like potentially saying things like we can colonize Mars. Well, you might as well colonize, I don't know. I mean, Mars is a dead planet. Is dead. The only reason he's saying Mars is because if you try to go onto the surface of Venus, you'll be crushed and melted and burned, and you'll be dead, right? All the other planets in our solar system, because Saturn and Jupiter are gas giants, they don't have any Earth, they don't have anything. Mars is the only planet that actually has, well, Mercury, yeah, but Mercury is literally just on fire most of the time. So he's just chose Mars because it's just another planet. That's fair enough. But I don't know why he hasn't. I don't know why Elon Musk hasn't chosen the moon. I think it might be because the moon is like. I don't know whether Elon Musk thinks that something is going to happen to the Earth, whether he already knows that something is going to happen to the Earth. Because if something does happen to the Earth, I mean really badly, and it affects our mass, or just nudges us off our orbital plane, what's it called? Orbital ring, drift, whatever. Then the moon would be affected. Well, the moon then, technically, if the moon broke away from Earth, it would become an asteroid? It would become an asteroid. He doesn't seem to be interested in the moon. Now, me personally, I would like to see the moon become a launch platform, because we're using so much rocket fuel that we've still been using since the 60s. I mean, I've heard rumours of the Chinese potentially using ion drives. We must have some better forms of technology, but whatever. Yeah, but anyway, a launch platform or something from the moon, because the moon, I wouldn't even call it an atmosphere. I think the moon just has like I don't know, a dust covered. Let's just say the moon doesn't have it. It doesn't have it. You can't just walk around the moon, you know. Just treat the moon as space, you know. But you could treat the moon as like a launch platform. So build a base on the moon, build a launch platform, mine all the materials you need on the moon to build a craft and launch from the moon. That would just like save so much resources. I mean, they've said that there potentially could be water, whatever. Water you can break down into what H2O, so can you oxygen and hydrogen. You know, you've got combustible elements there, and you've got that. But just to go straight to Mars, I feel is a fool's errand. But I'm going to end it there. No more talking about whatever, because this motherfucking stream is about the global 1%, the super rich, giving money to 1% of the global people that currently have cancer. That's it. I'm doing it on YouTube. I wish I could do it on Twitch. But I can't access my Twitch right now. I wish I could have like a donation thing or whatever. Maybe I'll try and set something up. This is what I'm hoping for. Not regular, not all of us folk. Just the super rich. Back in a second. Anytime. Let's see if we can do it now. What's going on there? There we go. Sorry. Oh yeah, I went off a complete rant there. But it winds me up. There's a lot that winds me up because just give you some of my background. Did school as normal, average grades, nothing special. Didn't do A levels. Didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. My dad said, "Well, why don't you join the Navy?" So I tried the equivalent of Scouts, but for the Navy, and I was like, "Nah, I've got nothing for this." He said, "Well, what about the Army?" So I was like, "Okay, well, I'll give the Army a go." And did the Army selection and everything and training, got through, and then did a decade in the Army, 10 years, Germany, Bosnia, Cyprus, Iraq, you know, the United Nations and all kinds of stuff. Really good, really good. You know, see the world and not see not see a single threat at all. You know, 9 months in Iraq. No one's aggressive. No one's nasty. I've probably seen more aggression in the UK than I have in Iraq. And then eventually I just went, I don't even know what I'm in the army for, because, you know, we're not fighting anybody, not fighting for anything, everyone's friendly. So I got out, went into IT, learned a bit about computers and crypto and gaming and all kinds of stuff, and already I'm bored myself. But then I did with crypto. I got in early and I earned a lot of money. For me, I earned a lot of money in a very short space of time. We're talking like, you know, probably 120k, £120,000 in a very short amount of time. And that amount, and I really feel for people that win the lottery. That amount of money that quickly, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Even if you earn it, I don't know. Did I earn it? I don't know. If you put something into something you think's going to be a good investment, and then suddenly it turns out to be the best investment in the world, and you get, you know, seriously, like loads of cash, you know, it's like, wow, brilliant. And then you have loads of money, and then you're like, oh shit, what do I do with all this money? You know, the first thing, and I don't care who you are, the first thing that hits your mind is spend it. Not like it's like, it's weird. It's really weird. It's really weird. And this actually goes out to anybody that gets money really quickly. This is shotgun. It is, yeah. It's like, what was I saying? You get money, and it's almost like for the first couple of weeks, it's like you live your normal life, but you get extras. Like, say for instance, if you were to get like a normal, if your normal life was to get one takeaway a week, when you first got all this money, you'd get like maybe 2, maybe 3, and then maybe your Tesco or your Sainsbury's or your whatever shop would be like, you know, maybe double more, and you'd like get some really nice things, you know, some nice food and everything. And then after all that goes, then you get to the point where you're like, well, I don't know what, you know, to do with the money. And everybody with hindsight would say, well, why didn't you get a financial advisor? Why didn't you do this? It's like you don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand what it does to your mentality. You get overwhelmed. You get completely overwhelmed. And I'm picking up everything I don't need. For the weapon I've got, I need... What's that? What's the mine? I've got 2 shotguns. Oh, brilliant. Amazing. Right. There we go. So my advice to anyone who suddenly like comes into money, just stop. As in, like, seriously stop. Like everything. Even if you have to just not do a shop, not even do a Tesco or any shop whatsoever. The money's in your bank. You've got serious amount of money is in your bank. Just stop. Right? Stop everything. I guarantee you there'll still be some food in your fridge. There'll still be some food on your fucking shelves. Just stop. Right? Sit down with your partner. If you don't have a partner, sit down with your family. There he is, look. Oh, shall I try and get him? Fucking no chance. Oh, I've got to go anyway. So I'm gonna die. Because they're gonna get me. This is a real vehicle. Let's go for it. I can't handle the cars. This way. Sorry about that. Yeah, he's basically just hold on to it. Should try and just resist spending not even a penny. Wait there. Close. Yeah, got a nice scope on this. Yeah, so just keep the cash. Hang on, I'm going the wrong way. hell? Why am I so far fucking behind the line? Impossible! That's not a sniper rifle. How do you do that? How do you do that? Show me. Yeah, I heard him do that. Carried on running. I got slightly low health. I might give him that. These people have obviously played it loads and loads and loads with the fucking headshots. Right, I think I'm burnt out now from my chatting. So, this is going to be me signing off. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. Yada yada.